Now, real people, real opinions. Nighttime talk with Niall Boylan.
Ireland's classic hits radio.
The new Dublin City Task Force has recommended that the GPO be redeveloped as a major public building. This is part of a report which includes 10 other initiatives to revive the city centre. A decision on what the building could be used for will be made next March. Some possibilities that have been put forward include a world-class museum. I think that'd be great. Others have mentioned a leading government department or to relocate RTE. Imagine. Taoiseach Simon Harris has said that the building is wasted in terms of reaching its full potential. I wouldn't disagree with that because we don't really use it as a post office really much anymore. Unfortunately, people use emails and post is not as big a thing as it used to be. But what do you think it should be put there? Now, obviously, we're not removing the GPO. Can we be clear about that before people start going, what? They're tearing down the GPO or they're going to build a McDonald's? Boylan said it on the radio. That's not what I'm saying. They're not going to tear down the GPO. It's a listed building. It'll never be torn down. But they can redevelop it internally to some degree and give it another use rather than a general post office. It'll still be called the GPO. It'll be forever called the GPO. But very quickly, I want to know, give me a suggestion as to what you believe it could be used for. The suggestions so far are a museum, which I think is not a bad idea. The second suggestion has been to relocate RTE in it. For Jesus' sake. Billy, hi, how are you? Very quickly, because I've only got about 15 minutes on this. But Billy, what do you reckon?
A KFC now.
A KFC, there you go.
A KFC.
Yeah, well, I couldn't think of a better thing. Walking into the GPO and saying, yeah, give me 6 chicken wings, hot chicken wings, and a zinger burger, please. Plain. Thank you.
I'll tell you what now. Like, look. Thinking about O'Connell Street, you got a McDonald's, you got a Burger King, you got a Supermax, you've got a load of Centres.
There is a KFC already, isn't there? At the end.
Is there?
There was years ago. I remember. I haven't looked in ages, but there was a KFC down across the road from Cleary's. There wasn't there?
I'm not sure. You might have me there.
What used to be Cleary's.
Obviously, you've got the hot donut. Like, it's just. I think a KFC.
Oh, I love that. You know the little shop there beside where Cleary's used to be, and they used to serve out of the little hatch. They used to serve the hot donuts. They were lovely.
Yeah. But I think it's the one thing that the street's missing now, the KFC in the GPO, and you could have the museum downstairs underneath. Be fantastic. Obviously, I'm being very flippant and making a comment on the state of what is the main boulevard in the country, let alone Dublin. If you're going to put something in there, it should be something that is of civic importance and,
historical value.
Historical value, yeah, because the whole street, I think O'Connell Street's a bit of a disgrace, to be honest with you.
Oh, it is. It's a kip. It's shameful. It's shameful.
I think it is, but it is shameful.
Do you remember the day? I remember going with my dad and we'd go to the Carlton or the Savoy. Carlton's gone now, of course. The Savoy Cinema or the Carlton Cinema or the Adelphi, which was down the road on Abbey Street, or the new Metropole, which used to be in O'Connell Street at one stage, or the Ambassador, which is a beautiful cinema at the top of O'Connell Street, prime position there. I remember you used to go, and then you'd come out of there and there was lovely shops like McGowan's, the Happy Ring House or whatever it was called, and the nice restaurants, and you could go window shopping and ladies' nice dresses hanging up in windows. It was a beautiful street.
If you think about it, O'Connell Street should be our answer to Oxford Street in London. It should be the main boulevard. It should be welcoming and inviting, and instead of that, there's just even going back to the riots this time last year, all kicked off on O'Connell Street, and it's just like it's just depressing.
Yeah,
it's if you're going to do something with the GPO, do something that's innovative and that's going. What
about the government? Some of the suggestions so far was relocating RTE.
You know what? RTE should go to an industrial estate in Ballymount or something like that.
Yeah, beside TV3,
Yeah, exactly what Virgin Media have done. That's what RTE should do. I know they're trying to make the claim that the original Radio Éireann or Radio na Éireann broadcast from the GPO, and that's the link, the 10 years link that they're trying to make to it. But why would you give RTE another free building?
Yeah, sure. But Larry Gogan used to broadcast out of the window of Arnott's or Woolworths at one stage as well, wasn't it?
Jesus, Niall, how old do you think I am?
I'm just saying. Let me go to Martin. Martin, hi, how are you doing?
I was doing well, Uncle. I think this evening.
Well, I know. It's been one of those nights, Martin. Sorry, I do apologise.
We've had
my brain is hurting.
We've had farce, comedy, and tragedy all in the one night.
Yeah.
I agree with yourself and Billy. The way I view this is, can you imagine the USA turning the Alamo into a gigantic ice cream parlor? Or the French turning the I've lost my train of thought there.
The Louvre, yeah.
The Louvre. Well, not so much the Louvre. Anyway, like for me, the GPO is so deeply entrenched in who we are, where we've come from. It should be declared to be a national monument, not just a listed building. It should be a national monument.
Mm-hmm.
Parnell Street, Moore Street, well, not so much Parnell Street, but certainly Moore Street, there was all that controversy a few years back about tearing down the buildings. I can't remember the numbers. I'm very tired.
That was the back, it was the back of the card. It was actually the back of the Carlton Cinema, yeah, of course.
It should be, in my opinion, it should be a national monument, and it should be a history museum.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Like the Smithsonian, something like the Smithsonian in New York, yeah.
Yeah. I really don't want anyone to put the wrong slant on what I'm going to say. But I did have occasion to visit the GPO a couple of months back. And it was like I walked into a United Nations assembly. And it wasn't that it was a United Nations assembly where people were coming together to discuss their values and their virtues from different
cultures and backgrounds.
It was just everyone was lining up to get money. And this is the site of what for me, and I'm only speaking for me, what for me is a very seminal part of my identity as an Irish person, as a Republican. And when I say Republican, I'm talking about Republican with a small r. I absolutely defend and will put forward the values and ideals of a republic. I'm not talking about Mary Lou or Motley Crue and all the rest of it. I'm talking about, as I mentioned earlier
being
on,
a nationalist, yes, I know.
We live in a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. The Republic of Ireland is a constitutional republic, and the GPO for me is at the very centre of the founding of that republic. I think our government and our councils and all that, look at what they've done to O'Connell.
That's what I was going to say. There's more to the GPO than just what we do with the GPO. It's exactly. What we do with the whole street and what's around it. Sorry, Billy, you want to say something there? But go ahead.
I was just going to say though. I look, the idea of having another museum. We've got Collins Barracks in Dublin. We have the National History Museum down in near Leinster House. Like something a little bit more innovative than just a museum would be. Something that turns it into a living space. Something that people can look onto with pride and go in and out of. Something that will rejuvenate that part of the city. Something that will get the gurriers and the scumbags away from it, because it's as Martin said, it is a seminal part of Irish history. It is the proclamation of the Republic was read out on the steps of it in 1916. It is pivotal to the story of the nation, and something that is going to be an anchor point for the rejuvenation of O'Connell Street, and the whole city should start there.
Yeah, it should be the focal point of the city. But say that, let me just bring Ricky in as well. Sorry, Ricky, hi, how you doing? Ricky, you're a tour guide.
Hey, no, yes, I am. And to be honest, I've had to stop bringing my walking tours down O'Connell Street.
You've stopped bringing your walking tours down O'Connell Street?
Yeah, no, as in, I if I'm doing tours from the city, I'm generally stand on O'Connell Bridge and give the 1969 history from O'Connell Street purely on the basis of the social issues around that area.
Yeah, I get you.
I think it has to be, it has to be a lot more than trying to revamp the GPO to improve O'Connell Street as a whole. There's so much down that street, from the kind of remembrance to the walkways up through Moore Street and everything along that lines. there has to be a lot more than just revamping one building. Absolutely, I think revamping the GPO is a brilliant idea. I think RTE should go in there, not a hope in hell. But I do think that it has to come. There has to be more than just let's fix the GPO and get more tourists in. There's a lot more from a tourism perspective, from a
Yeah, but Martin makes a good point, and Billy makes the same point in relation to what the purpose of the GPO at the moment. We all know that nowadays people don't really post letters very much, so the idea of people going in to get stamps or posting letters is probably long since gone. So it's only now being used as a post office for people to collect social welfare payments or whatever it happens to be from the city centre. And the collection of people that are going in there to do that, let's be clear about it, and let's not be too judgmental, but there are certainly a list of different types of characters going in and out of the building, and it's not what we want to attract to O'Connell Street.
Niall.
Yeah, sorry, Martin. What are you trying to say to Ricky there? Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, very quickly. It has just come back to me. The point I was making about France was the Bastille.
The Bastille.
I mean, the French have Bastille Day. The US they have they celebrate the Alamo. It's central to the character of who the people are. I would like to see a GPO Day or whatever term you want to put on it. Make it central.
But we do have an Independence Day, and nobody actually knows when it is. Like, we don't even celebrate Independence Day in Ireland.
We every year outside the GPO. And
I know, yeah, you do, Billy. But most people, if I actually ask people, if you asked a random person when's Independence Day in Ireland, they wouldn't know.
Independence Day in Ireland is not Easter Sunday or Monday night. I think is it November?
That's right. Most people, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head what the date is, but AJ's going to look it up really quick. But isn't that the point, that most people don't actually know? So Ricky, you should know.
It's funny you get me on that one because
I can tell you the year now, but I can't tell you the date.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in the same situation. But that's part of the problem now.
Okay, well, hang on. Hang on. I want to come back to Ricky. So, Ricky, firstly, you don't bring people up and down O'Connell Street anymore because of the social issues, and I get that completely. So what do you think, Ricky, they should put into the GPO? I know you say it's a bigger problem, and I get you, and we all agree with that. But the GPO itself, what should we do with it? How should we repurpose it?
I think it should be a kind of a celebration of an independence, a full history of the story of the revival movement across the board. Up the road you have you have the Croke Park and that revival movement. Around the corner you have colleges, barracks, and all these things. But even the recognition of the recognition of the Dublin police at the time. I'm not saying we commemorate them or anything like that, but give a full constitutional history of what happened in that period from the 1913 lockout the whole way through, and have there's enough room up in that upstairs area, to give a Smithsonian style museum, as we kind of mentioned earlier on. Without making a hanger and costing whatever the taxpayers' money will be.
But here's the thing: this is how bad we are in Ireland, right? At celebrating our own history. I've just done a quick Google and I asked Google, when is Independence Day in Ireland, right? It's giving me a list of answers, right? Not just one. It can be. It says here, Ireland gained independence from the United Kingdom on December the 6th, 1921, when the Anglo-Irish Treaty was signed. Then I get another answer on Google. On the 21st of January 1919, they formed a breakaway government called Dáil Éireann and declared Irish independence. So when is Independence Day in Ireland? Do we actually know? I think I'm going to stick with December the 6th, by the way, 1922.
No, it wasn't. It was in 1949 was the Act of Ireland, which was the last act for the British government to kind of break the chains.
Okay.
It came about when the Minister for External Affairs at the time, who was he wasn't Fianna Fáil. He was.
They're all saying. I'm looking here now at loads of different sites, and they're saying December 6th. Ireland's Independence Day is December 6th, 1922, and it's not celebrated by the Irish. Somebody else says,
and that's purely on the basis of the quote unquote the Free State. It is based on the Constitution and the abdication of the King at the time.
The 21st of December 1948, the Republic of Ireland Act That's what brought it in.
Well, then why is it saying here that, I'm just looking, one site says the 21st of January, another one says December the 6th. December the 6th seems to be the most popular answer on Google, by the way, can I just point out, for Irish independence when you ask it, when is Ireland's Independence Day?
No.
We should have a suggestion box in the top.
Yeah, does anybody want to text in and get involved in this? Maybe we should have a Barney over some night. Yeah, sorry, Martin. Yeah, sorry, Martin. Go on.
Yeah, I think, in all honesty, and on the one hand, I'm being flippant, but on the other hand, I'm being absolutely honest. I'm still waiting for real Independence Day for Ireland. We have a collection of, in my opinion, pretty much useless, spineless characters running the country. They operate at the behest of outside influences. I think we're being sold down the river constantly. You know, when I think of the people who gave so much, they gave their lives, they gave their freedom, even down to the likes of Cumann na Món, the women, everyone. There was so much passion, and it's been sold off for 30 pieces of silver, in my opinion. As I said, I'm a Republican with a small R. I go right back. Okay. You know, my ideals of a republic and my opinions on a republic go right back to ancient Greece and Rome. The idea that every citizen is sovereign. Nobody is above anyone else. We don't have monarchs. We don't have anything. My opinions, my rights are as important as anyone else's. But that's not what we have in Ireland at the moment. And I think that is lamentable.
Okay, listen, Martin, unfortunately, Martin, Billy, Ricky, thank you very much indeed. I've run out of time. By the way, I'm just looking here again. Irish Declaration of Independence. This is mad, isn't it? That we actually, as Irish people, firstly, it does say on most sites we don't celebrate Independence Day in Ireland, and we don't generally. The Declaration of Independence, according to this website, was adopted by Dáil Éireann, the Revolutionary Parliament of the Irish Republic, at its first meeting in the Mansion House, Dublin, on the 21st of January 1919. So some sites say the 21st of January, others say the 6th of December. I'd have to get on Malachy Steenson. Malachy tell you when it was. See what I've done? I've started a whole row now. A whole row. It's gone onto Reddit. It's gone everywhere, with everybody arguing when Ireland's Independence Day is. If somebody, by the way, is a historian and they happen to be listening, will they please contact AJ here, by the way? The number is 087 188 0008. Just WhatsApp her and contact her, my producer, and let her know. Is it the 6th of December or the 21st of January? It's quite shameful that we actually don't even know where our own bloody Independence Day is. And there's arguments online, different Google it, and you get different answers.
Now, real people, real opinions. Nighttime Talk with Niall Boylan.
Ireland's classic hits radio.